The Padres have fleeced the Nets. I'm kidding. Welcome in, everybody. Juan Soto to the Padres. Here it is. It's been my prediction for a while. This is a championship move for the San Diego Padres. We know AJ Preller likes to make those splashes. This might be the biggest trade in the history of the trade deadline when all is said and done. A Hall of Fame player, how often does he move with this number of prospects? We're going to be taking a look at all angles of the deal and what could happen next. What could be some of the domino effects? What could the Dodgers do next? What could the Cardinals do next, as they were the other finalists for Juan Soto? Make sure to hit that like, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe. Padres fans, if you're excited, smash that like. Nats fans, you got a good return here. About as good of a return as you can get for Juan Soto in this situation, so hit that like. Also, Nats fans, I think you got a good returner. You should feel happy about this. So, now Josh Bell is also included in the deal, and that is an interesting wrinkle because Josh Bell on his own, when I look at the trade return, I kind of feel like, wait, what? The Nats had to include Josh Bell to get the prospects from the Padres? Again, we'll take a look at all that. We're going to dive into it. So this is going to be, again, one of the biggest trades we've ever seen. Make sure to subscribe, stay close to the channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming content. Let's dig into this, and there they are. There are the two newest San Diego Padres, Juan Soto and Josh Bell. Here is the return package. Mackenzie Gore, one-time Padres #1 prospect, still highly regarded. Robert Hassell, the current San Diego Padres #1 prospect. C.J. Abrams, prior to his debut, starting the season with the Padres, he was the #1 prospect for the San Diego Padres. You feeling good yet, Nats fans? You should feel good. James Wood is not the #1 prospect, or never was the #1 prospect for the Padres, but that's okay. He's the #3 prospect, and quite frankly, I know he's #3, but I would put him ahead of Luis Campusano, who's #2 for San Diego and not included in the deal. James Wood looks like a monster, looks like a stud. He is a good power hitter here. He can run. You got power and speed with James Wood. I like that piece. And the name that nobody really knows, that had not been sort of bantered about, the #14 prospect on the Padres, in the Padres farm system, Jarlin Susana, a right-handed pitcher, 18 years old. So what's interesting, Susana is 18. Wood is 19. So there is some time until you see those guys. Gore is ready now. Abrams is ready now. Hassell is 20. Hassell is probably, I'm going to say 24 to be safe for Hassell, maybe 23. And Eric Hosmer is also included in the deal. Congratulations, Nats fans. You get Eric Hosmer. So that's the package, and it's a good package. Again, it's as good as it gets. I think if you are running this through the baseball trade values, you're probably not going to get to the Juan Soto return to equal that value. But this is as good as you're going to get. You never were going to match the value here. So I like this move for the Padres. Again, it had been my pick for a while. Let's take a look at what the Padres lineup could look like when Tatis is back. The top of this lineup all of a sudden looks really, really nasty. What's going on, Carlos? Thank you to all of you that are live with us now. Make sure to smash that like, everybody. For those of you that are live, want to get that like count up. I don't know what we're at right now, but make sure to hit the like. Tatis at the top, followed by Soto, then Machado. I got to think Josh Bell slides into that 4 spot. Then you go Cronenworth 5. The wrinkle is you can move some pieces around. Cronenworth could hit higher. I think he probably sets into that 4 or 5 spot. Then you've got Voit, Profar, Myers, Nola, Alfaro, Grisham, sort of mix and match, move pieces around. But this is a very dangerous lineup. And this is, with Tatis and Soto, Machado, that 1, 2, 3, that is your lineup for the Padres for the next couple of years. So that is, again, just big time stuff here for San Diego, making this move, making this splash, getting him over the Dodgers. That's the other thing that cannot be overlooked here, is getting him away from the Dodgers. Now, why San Diego? Why the Padres? Why not the Dodgers? Why not the Cardinals? At the end of the day, I believed fully that the Cardinals would balk at providing that type of prospect capital in a trade. Just not the thing. The Cardinals don't do that. When we looked at the Arenado trade and the Goldschmidt trade recently, it felt like, looking at how those players have performed since going to Colorado and going to Arizona, that the Cardinals knew, okay, this player, yeah, we know he's ranked high, but yeah, we can include him. They found a way to win those trades. So that is something that has to be remembered. They were not going to be able to win this trade and dupe the Rockies or dupe the Diamondbacks into taking what might have been fool's gold. It wasn't going to happen in this situation. You had to actually give up the gold to get Juan Soto. Let me plug the headphones in. So you got to give it up. So the Cardinals were not going to be able to, again, pull the wool over the Nats' eyes. That's something to remember. Then we had the Dodgers. When the Dodgers are looking at pulling off this deal, the Dodgers, when they're looking at it, they're already the favorites to win, to be the representative for the National League in the World Series. So yes, Juan Soto makes you better, but how much do you need him? Was the question that the Dodgers had to ask themselves when they're thinking about giving up the prospects that they were going to have to give up. The Padres were not the favorite. The Padres now are going to enter I had 5 World Series contenders prior to this trade. I now have 6. I have the Padres as a World Series contender with this move. I think they could get it done. Juan Soto is a changing player. So I like what San Diego does here. That's why San Diego does that trade, because they were behind the Dodgers, they were behind the Braves, they were behind the Mets. Now they're in the same conversation as the Braves and the Mets. Maybe not the Dodgers just yet, but let them get into a series and play it out and see how they do. So that is definitely going to be one of the big things. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. A major failure from the Blue Jays office. Ridiculous. Kyle is frustrated. Kyle, thank you for your donation, despite the frustration. I appreciate that. Hosmer did approve it. I know that was one of the other elements, is that Eric Hosmer did need to approve being included in the trade. So he gets it done.
Doesn't Hosmer have a no-trade clause? Thoughtful face.
Michael, he does it, but he has approved the deal. That is the word, is that Hosmer has approved the deal. Everybody smash that like. We're at 96, 97. We're just on the verge of 100 likes. Smash that like if you have not yet. Let's blow this thing way past 100. Way past 100. Keep hitting that like. So this is a monster trade. I love it. What it does for San Diego, good job. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the deal. Okay, thank you for correcting me. Padres, Hosmer has not approved the trade to Washington. The Nats are on his no-trade list. It remains to be seen if he changes his mind. Good call. Thank you. Thank you, everybody out there correcting me on that. He has not approved the trade to the Washington Nationals. I read that wrong. Not is in caps. Got to do better than that. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe Hosmer gets pulled out of this thing and goes to, and hangs around, I guess. But good call. Thank you, guys. He has not taken that. And he may not want to, because Washington is not a place that is very desired by aging veterans that don't want to go and be in a rebuild the rest of their career. And Eric Hosmer might be looking at that. So we will see how that all plays out. I don't think that will obviously kill the deal. I don't think that will kill the deal. They'll find a way to work that out. You don't let that kill the deal. So that is why San Diego. What are the domino effects? What happens next? What do the Dodgers do? I got to think the Dodgers now pivot. I still fully believe that there were contingent offers that the Dodgers had been kind of going around the league, talking to other teams, talking to Miami, talking to Chicago, talking to teams that have big pieces that are available. And the Dodgers very well could pivot off of Juan Soto, take some of the players that they had already started to get mentally prepared to deal and deal them as a part of a package for Ian Happ and David Robertson. Or maybe it's just Ian Happ. Or going down and picking up the phone, calling Miami and getting Pablo Lopez from the Marlins. So I think that the Dodgers will act in kind and go get their... I just can't see the Dodgers going through this trade deadline without making a splash. So I see that happening. Cardinals front office, let's see. Pete, Cardinals front office is a joke, will be under 500. Pete, we'll see. I know it's frustrating times. I think it's very frustrating times for the Cardinals. You wanted him. This would have been a special move for the Cardinals. I'm not surprised it didn't happen. Like I said, I've been saying Padres now for at least a week.
Cardinals front office is a joke, will be under 500.
Fuad, thank you for that. Let's see. Love the channel. It's been fantastic. Soto to the Padres. If Yankees and Padres in the World Series, who
love your channel,
would win?
and it's fantastic that Soto got to the Padres. If Yankees and Padres are in the WS, who would win by how many games?
I guess I would still, if that's the World Series, I would probably still lean Yankees, but 6 or 7 games. Padres have good pitching. You're going to have to, you need to have pitching to go up against the Yankees. The Padres and the Dodgers have good pitching. The Astros have good pitching. Those are the teams that'll give the Yankees a tough time. If you have good pitching, that's what you need. So I think that you can give me a 6 or 7 game series.
If Farhan trades Rodden/Jock, he will have to move.
Yeah, I'm skeptical that the Giants are going to make a trade. Everything that's sort of come out since the word was that maybe they were
Chemistry
open to
over
it.
talent. I feel Padres move too much.
See, here's the thing, Zach. A lot of them are minor leaguers. This isn't like what we were talking about with the Padres or the Brewers. If the Brewers start trading a bunch of pieces, but the Padres have been talking about how they did trade Hader, Wong's available, Narvaez's available. They're major league players. They're everyday players. The Padres situation here, these are not everyday players. C.J. Abrams just got there. Mackenzie Gore just got there to the major league club. I understand that they came through the system, but to the major league club, they just got there. And then you
Just
had not seen
Luke
the others.
Voit if Hosmer rejects.
Just send Voit if Hosmer rejects Kyle. Maybe that could work. They'll figure it out. I got to think they're going to figure that out. Hosmer will be compensated. Lionheart. I mean, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they end up doing. But I do think that they'll figure that out. And I do think that you'll see you'll see a nasty San Diego team. I think you'll see the Dodgers make a move. Maybe they do the Ian Happ deal. That could free up the Cubs to get their deals done. Dominoes can fall now that this is off the market. Cubs will probably make some trades. Mets will probably make some trades. I do think that you'll see things speed up now. Obviously, the deadline is every minute drawing closer, but that's a big part of it. So
the Padres rotation is too streaky.
Padres rotation is a little streaky there, Coca Cody. Thank you to everybody with the donations here over the last couple of minutes. Thank you for that. Zach, to finish up the chemistry over talent piece, again, Hosmer, I get it. If Hosmer's on the way, then you're starting to send veterans away. But I'm not that worried about it. Your point is valid, but I wouldn't be worried about it that much here in this situation. I wouldn't be worried about it in this situation. Make sure to hit the like, everybody. If you have not, I appreciate you. If you're just finding the channel for the first time with this stream, or if you're watching the replay with this video, make sure to subscribe and stay close to the channel. We will be doing a live stream the hours leading up to the deadline. So make sure that you stay close to the channel. Hit those alerts so you know when we come back. Probably be back sometime 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I really don't know. But we will be back as we get closer to the deadline. So this Juan Soto thing, ultimately, it's a lot of prospects to give up. But for what the Padres are going for, you just acquired an amazing talent. I'll give it an A. I give it an... I mean, especially because you get Bell. You get Bell. You get Soto. That's great for the Padres. Just, I mean, a trade for the San Diego Padres. When we think about the Washington Nationals...
You think the Yankees do anything else?
I think they make some smaller moves. What do I think the Astros are looking for? Astros baseball? They got the catcher. They got a lefty reliever. They've got the things that I thought the Astros needed, they've kind of gone out and gotten. So maybe they just get more depth. From the Nats side of things, how do we grade this trade? I will give this trade a... I mean, you get all these prospects, but you're losing Juan Soto. And I feel like if you traded Bell in a separate trade, if you had Soto in a trade over here, you had Bell in a trade over here, you might have actually gotten more. So I do think I'm worried about
with
that.
No Soto and no Bell in lineup level.
But you're still that prospect haul that you're getting, let's still give it an A. All right, I'm giving it an A on both sides. Bob, you're giving it an A on both sides. I'm giving it an A for both sides. What's up, King? How you doing? DeGrom debut with no Soto, no Bell in lineup. Yeah, it's going to be a cakewalk. No-hitter watch tonight, folks. We might have a Jacob DeGrom no-hitter, and it might only take him 60 pitches to do it, going up against the state of this Nats lineup tonight. Again, no-hitter watch. I'm saying it right now. The fewest pitches ever thrown in a no-hitter could be tonight, DeGrom against the Washington Nationals. So that is going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. Anyway, for those of you that are watching the replay, this is where we are going to leave you. Those of you that are with me live, we're going to hang out. We're going to talk for a little bit longer. But those of you watching the replay, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this trade. This is, again, potentially the biggest trade in the history of Major League Baseball. That's not just hyperbole. This could be the biggest trade in Major League Baseball. We got to see how these prospects pan out for the Padres, now the Nats, and the Padres make a championship level move. This is we are serious. We've seen it before, the Machado thing. We are serious about being a World Series champion. This kind of move shows it. This is what the goal is, and good for the Padres. Good for the Padres fans. Listen, I'm happy for you. So, those of you watching the replay, thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending some time with the channel. I will add some links to some of the other trade deadline content for you to check out here now. Again, appreciate you spending some time, and thank you for watching the video.